Hello everyone and welcome back to a new year with Kirby 1 playing Dominions 5. I've been away, out and about, not really fulfilling my YouTubely duties. Life sort of, takes over. I've wound up moving, I don't know if I mentioned this in a previous video, but I wound up moving my work to a night shift. That leaves my day shift sleep schedule a little wonky sometimes. So it's been rough trying to keep up with making YouTube videos for Dominions 5. I still play a lot of Dominions 5 games. A lot of people still see me out and about and know me in Discord and stuff like that. But making videos while also doing like 4, 5, 6 games at a time, and also doing work and real life, and then over the Christmas break traveling and stuff like that can be a bit rough. I have a lot of high aspirations for video ideas, and yet another idea, crazy idea for doing different format for videos, because the last format I tried with the All-Stars game sort of petered out because it was taking up a lot of energy. Editing my videos while also making videos is pretty rough also on the work-life schedule. So there's a lot of different reasons for why I've been out of the scene for a bit. But one thing that's going on right now is that way back when people were playing the bumblerumble game, which Lucid is uploading videos to, I'm going to probably butcher the guy's name, but Sakane, I think Sakwane, has been uploading his perspective from TNG, and I wound up subbing in for Vanarus in bumblerumble toward the end game, and playing out like turns 125-ish to like 150 some odd, like super late game. All the research was done. Everything was like super high-end play with tarts and flames from the sky several times every round. So this was just, there was no sane reason for me to do something like this. This was, strictly speaking, just a one-on-one brawl fest with Tianchi and me playing as Vanarus, and it was just an excuse for me to practice my late game play and do all sorts of stuff from that front. So what I'm going to do in this video is try and stay relevant with what's going on with Sakane's uploads and Lucid's uploads, and do my perspective on how I played with Vanarus, taking it over, showing some things that might not have been picked up by the other players as everything was going on. And so let's go ahead and do that. We're going to start with the upload that I got when I subbed in. So before all of the stuff that I did, we're going to do just the start of that turn, and then I'm going to outline a couple of thoughts on what I want to do, and then we're going to show the moves that I made after the fact and the end of that turn, after I'd spent like 6 hours just like reworking literally everything about that nation in order to bring it in line for what I wanted to do with this war. So hopefully you'll enjoy that, and let's get into it. So these are the games I'm playing and some other random stuff, hints to what I want to do as something from this year. And let's see, start, bumblerumble start. So this is the game once they switched me to the new Vanarus player, and they sent me the turn file, because this is a llama server game, one of the last, I think the last llama server game I've played in recent history. So rest in peace, llama server. I'm just kidding, there are people still playing it, but everybody's on the bot now that I play with now. So alright, so this is also all of the moves from the last turn that the previous guy made. And the previous player was Coax. So again, if I'm butchering anybody's name, super apologies for that. Let's see. Okay, so yeah, so he's been trading for Holy Scourges because TNG has a bunch of tarts and stuff like that. But the thing is, for starters, just right off the top of my head, I know that I can make Holy Scourges already by myself, so I don't need to be trading for Holy Scourges unless I don't have the mage core to be doing that, which honestly I do. So once I took a look at the nation, I was like, okay, well, so let's see. Yeah, so these are some auto moves from like who he's doing. He's moving this guy off the front line. This is one of his heroes. He's got forge bonuses and master smith and stuff like that, and he's got a lot of cross paths. So he's pretty cool to have in the background forging stuff. So I do want him moved to safety because he was probably in here. And this particular fort got like nuked by flames from the sky and massive devastation to the army they're in. TNG was much better prepared for the flames from the sky and artillery warfare that ensues late game by dumping domes on all of his forts. So there's no way that I'm going to be able to damage any of his armies that are ever in a fort. So at this point at some point in the game, either in one of the early turns, I just give up that as even an option. Anything that he has a fort on, I just ignore for the rest of the game. Anything that moves out of a fort, either into neutral no man's land here, between our borders, or moves onto one of my forts, is fair game for the full firepower of this fully armed and operational battle station. So let's take a look at what we've got. This is TNG, or sorry, this is what's his face? Vanarus's god, Fluffy 1.2. He's got the full rainbow bless except for nature, and he's been using him to cast Infernal Tempest, which is a reasonable use for a pretender god at this late point in the game. And he has a lot of storm demons. Storm demons, unfortunately, do not have fire resistance. They have beefy enough hit points. They have tanky protection, very, very low protection, as in their protection is tanked into the ground. But they're ethereal and they have the storm power and stuff like that. So they're good in battles, but they're not good at surviving flames from the sky. And at this point in the game, and you'll see it if you watch TNG's videos, he's dropping at least 2 flames from the sky every time he hits a province. Like he's not holding back. So anything there is going to just be vaporized if they don't have fire protection, because fire protection, having protection from fire, is twice as good because it protects you each time you get hit from flames from the sky. Whereas just having hit points, the first time you get hit, you lose hit points, and those are still lost when you get hit the second time from flames from the sky. So it's much better to survive flames from the sky with fire protection than from just having like high hit point guys. They can eventually get killed. Now, what else am I seeing around here? So he and Pythium have just sort of finished a war and Pythium's just sort of mopping up from whatever they agreed to with their nap. Pythium is also a subbed-in player. I don't 100% remember or know if I did know the reasons behind this sub out, but I do know that Pythium and I are relatively new to this game, so we're picking up just the late game slack in order to not have these nations go AI and completely make the game unfun. And then in addition to that, all that's left in this game is Lucid playing Atlantis, and he's making videos, so you can go watch that. Pythium, played by a sub, me played by a sub, TNG, and Shiniyama. That's it. There's nobody else left in this game, and everybody is super massive, all late game techs. Like, this is your research tree. There's no point in ever researching ever again for any reason. Every single mage is now a combat mage. So I'm going to keep that in mind as well, because these guys are combat mages. They need to be on the front. These guys are combat mages. And everything that I can recruit is now a combat mage. There is no research. So I'm going to be keeping that in mind when I do stuff. He's got a national hero here with a nice shiny sword. He's very flames from the sky survivable. But he's sort of slow and doesn't really thug well by himself. So he's not stealthy. Yeah, so he needs to stick with an army. I've got this guy. This guy is summoned by the lamp. So he's cool, but the problem is anyone can forge the lamp. Let's see, the lamp is, if I can just do it with this guy. The lamp is an artifact. Oh, sorry, crap. No, don't forge that. The lamp is an artifact right here, the magic lamp, which summons a djinn, which summons him. But the problem is once you summon him, anybody can forge this magic lamp, and then the djinn that I summoned with this magic lamp disappears and is now in the lamp again. So it's very unreliable. So he's cool to have, but I will try not to keep a whole lot of gear or gems on him because he's just going to go poof, like, at any point. I've got an archdevil. He's cool. Over here, I've got one of the Heliophagi. I've got Father Illerth. He's cool. This guy, this is one of the Vanarus's national summons. Coax mentioned that this guy is like his all-star. I'm not really feeling it. He's cool, but he can't really do a whole lot with what I want to do. And he can turn into a bear. He's got high regen. He's got awe. The awe is actually from the Armor of Dawn, which I move around. That's another artifact armor. But he loses a lot of his strength if he moves out of a forest. So that is highly limiting, and I'm not really going to be putting him to a whole lot of use. We've got lots of fairy queens. I know they're around here somewhere. I've seen a lot of them. This is also a mountain villa. This is also another Vanarus summon. They're cool because they're stealthy, they're seducers, they're healers, and they're astral. And the stealthy astral is what I'm going to be making a lot of use from. He has one of the ice devils, which is actually something that Vanarus can summon. Later on in the game, I realized that I can summon the ice devils and no one else can, and the Heliophagi go quickly. Like if they die, TNG scoops them up. I just really don't keep up with the blood production and put in the effort to take them back, and so TNG winds up getting all of the Heliophagi, but nobody competes for the ice devils, so I wound up getting all of those, and those are also unique summon. He has Gamayuns, which is another national summon. They are pretty high astral. These are like Mindhunter people, and also high astral battlefield magic. Very useful to have, but he doesn't have a lot of them. I think I saw like 2, maybe 3 somewhere. I don't remember exactly, but yeah, not super great because these guys are great and I want lots of them. I want to be using my astral a lot more, and you don't get astral like recruitable astral. You can get recruitable like anything else. Like these guys, they have like ridiculous cross paths, and then in forests you get even more. You get the wizards and you get the witches, and you can just get whatever cross paths you want, but not really astral. So I need to summon to get more astral, and that's gonna sort of be a hamper for what I want to do. I have a lot of Vanabogs, which can get thugged out and raid, but unfortunately they only get recruited from my capital. Yeah, I can't recruit Vanabogs anywhere else, and that's twofold. First of all, they're not immortal, so when they die, they die. Second of all, since I only get them from my capital, I'm not going to get a lot of them. And third of all, I have to move them from my capital to the front lines, and you can't put boots on them, so they're not going to move any faster than as much as they move. So that's pretty unfortunate there. What else? Okay, I've got a Lich, Heliophagus there. I've got Troll Kings. These guys are great. He's already got them geared for like Earth combat magic. But my plan is not to throw armies at armies. My plan is to ramp up the artillery warfare and add in assassins. And in order to do that, what Earth 5 gets you, select this guy, is Earth Attack. And Earth Attack is good remote assassination. And I have 400 Earth Gems. So that tells me he's not really been putting his Earth Gems to good use. In theory, I could put it to better use too, but I was sort of one-track minded, and there's a lot to take in the late age. There's just so much going on that it's hard to like know what the best thing is for any given situation. I'm not sure if like dumping Earth Gems into more units is really a good answer. And again, high Earth is not something I really have a whole lot of access to. So I wound up just making my Troll Kings shoot Earth Elementals at him. So not 100% sure if that was the right choice, but that's what I wound up doing. Got more Mountain Villas. There's a third Heliophagus. I think I have a fourth somewhere. I think I had all 4 to start with, and then they just slowly died, and I didn't keep them and take them back. Another Lich over here. This guy's got the Earth 5 that I want, so I just need to make lots of boots, and I can make Bloodstones with really like one of these guys, I think. I think if I get the Earth Blood, can I get Earth Blood? Yes, I can. So I just need to boost that up a little bit, and I can make Bloodstones. What else? So as far as I've got this guy too, but I sort of ignore him until the end of the game. As far as assassination goes, I can make a lot of actually national assassins. Lady Midday, I can use air gems to make, and they're assassins. You can make a lot of different seducers. But a lot of the seducers are with Astral, like let's see, with so with Astral I can make Sirens, and those are seducers. Seducing would get me more units sometimes, and then also like assassinate other times. But I don't really have good assassination gear. But there is one thing that I can make with this guy, and that is a special item that you get from Lucid's thematic gem gen thingamajigger mod. That's these items here, you get a bunch of just gem generators. One of them is this one that generates water gems. That's obviously the intent behind why Lucid added this to the game, but I didn't use that for that purpose at all. I used it for Frozen Heart. And when I get Frozen Heart, then it makes it a good assassin. So what I wound up doing is I summoned a bunch of Lady Middays and Sirens, and then threw Frozen Hearts on them, and gave them like Pokemon items, and then just Frozen Heart spammed and killed lots of his dudes, which you'll see over time. But the problem is that cross path is water blood. I've got the water, but I don't have the blood. So then what I wind up doing is I can recruit these guys here, I think. Yeah, I just have these on repeat recruitment. And they're water 3 already. And I think what you need for that is water 2 and blood 1. So that's great. So what I do is I recruit a bunch of these, and I already have a lot of them, like just sitting around here and over here and stuff like that. And I'm not going to use them as water mages. I'm going to power like 3 or 4 of them in blood 1, and then just spam the crap out of those Frozen Hearts and equip them to all of my guys. Now here's another Archdevil. So I've got some of the Archdevils, but he winds up taking those as well. He's already got all of the whatchamacallums, the Demon Lords. So that was a problem. There's one right there. I'm gonna kill him later on. Okay, I think I'm just sort of narrating at this point. So what are my objectives? First of all, I know from the Diplo between Pythium, Shiniyama, Atlantis, Tianqi, and myself. Tianqi and I talked very little, but it was mostly just a manly agreement to have a slugfest and just fight each other. No words needed. But Pythium and Shiniyama were always sort of like on my shoulder being like, this war needs to end, otherwise Lucid is going to win. Well, I mean, yeah, Lucid is probably going to win, and he winds up winning because he has Arcane Nexus, Celestial Rainbow, Gift of Health. He's huge, he has all of the water, he's got the most thrones, and everything like that. Tianqi was making the push against Vanarus because he had a plan to win. So nobody knew what that plan was, but that was just what he was saying. He's saying, I'm attacking Vanarus because I have a plan to win, and it doesn't relate to Atlantis at all. So I was like, okay, well, that's where we're at. We're just going to have Tianqi and Vanarus fight, and can't really do anything about that because I can't also fight Atlantis and Tianqi at the same time. Like, Pythium and Shiniyama were like, attack Atlantis, he's too big, he's going to win. And like, I can't. I mean, I'm barely able to fight just Tianqi on one front. I'm not going to go and do anything against Atlantis as well. There's just no point. I don't even think there was any thing that I could do to significantly hamper him. Like, I guess there's a throne here, but I'm not really good at fighting underwater. Maybe this throne here, but yeah, so I was like, no, this is just between me and Tianqi. Now, if they were able to make Tianqi, convince Tianqi to stop fighting me, then yeah, sure, I would have been happy to go attack Atlantis, but that wasn't happening, so that's just where we were. Me and Tianqi. So, to that end, all of my effort and the entire purpose of my existence in this game, especially since I'm just subbing, it's like I don't have any personal investment in this nation. I'm just subbing in. This is just for me to learn how to play late game and have a bit of fun, and be completely crazy to sub into a turn 125 game for no reason, just for fun. My entire existence is to stop Tianqi from winning. Nothing personal, it's just that is my goal, that is my objective. The way that Tianqi wins is by taking thrones. The thrones that I have are here and here. Nothing else matters. I can sacrifice literally everything, completely suicide this nation, as long as I stop him from taking these two thrones. Nothing else matters. So, now, let's go ahead and get to the end of turn 125 after I've completely recolored this nation to see what my initial steps are going to be to get to that point, and sort of like what my long-term objectives are in that front. And then we'll end that turn and then move on later on to other things. So the first glaring omission to that objective is that there's nothing defending this throne, and there is nothing defending this throne. This throne is less important in that regard because he has to beef his way through my armies and all of the artillery fire that I'm going to be shooting at him while he walks over here. So I can eventually move guys to reinforce this throne. This throne, though, there is nothing in here. Literally nothing. And I can't recruit anything because he has an army on it. I don't even see what the army is. I didn't ping it this turn with anything. But yeah, he has 350 some odd units here. So yeah, this throne is gonna go, and the reason is because what is going on here? So Zox, yeah, I remember that name, Zox, after the years of grueling warfare that I spent trying to hold this fort. Zox has nothing in it, and the fort is breached. The fort is breached, and so yeah, what am I gonna do to fix this situation? Because he can walk in here with a scout and win. Actually, no, that's not entirely true. There's like 20 Vanarusian archers. He can walk in here with any one of his Tartarians and win. So, fix this. Band-aid patch this. This is like the immediate concern number one. Let's go ahead and see how I go about doing that. And we go into bumblerumble 125. Here it is. I'm fairly certain this is going to have everything. Okay, yes. So as you can see, the map now looks a little bit crazier. Stealth moves, moves, everything going on. But there's still nothing in here. Now, what is moving in here? Nothing, because I can't reinforce it. There's nothing that moves fast enough to get here. I mean, I can pop outside the fort, but that wasn't really what I wanted to do. Now, as you see, I'm casting flames from the sky here. I had actually a pretty large gem income, and I still do. And I had, I think, 14,000 gold, so gold income is not going to be a problem. I'm getting 5,000 some odd every turn, so that's great. And I'm putting that to very good use. Every single fort, I'm recruiting a mage that I can. Every single one. And like I said, there are no research mages anymore. Every single one of these is an expendable combat mage. I'm just making them everywhere. Oh, and these are scouts just because I want to see what's going on. Like, I don't really have good vision over here. That will be mandatory for trying to figure out how to raid him. I've already got some guys in here, but I'm not going to play my hand. This guy has no gear, so it's like, okay, well, he's going to die. So I'm not going to, and he has a freaking dowsing rod. That's like, he's going to die too. So I'm just sort of like reconsolidating everything. And just looking around. Oh, this fort is also going to die. Like, I know this is not really going to cut it. I just threw a bunch of random crap at this, beefed it up, and in the hopes that maybe it'll do something. But again, I don't pressing C to see if there's nothing here. I didn't ping this province, so I don't know what's going on there. So this is just like a one last ditch attempt. Apparently, I had some assassins from Relay that I must have like enslaved mind or something, or charmed probably is what I got. And they had good gear. They had the Frozen Heart idea and Ring of Returning. So this is smart. I like that, and I took it and ran with it. Like I went ham on that idea. And again, so how am I getting guys into this fort? Well, see, the thing with late game is that there are a lot of army teleportation spells from a lot of different cross paths that I can use. So, what am I using? Stygian paths. Lots of Stygian paths. These two guys right here are bringing a huge-ass army of devils and Demon Knights. Demon Knights are also really good because they got 15 fire resist. So again, fire resist is going to keep these guys alive for flames from the sky. So I want more Demon Knights. Corpse constructs just for meat shields. And they're also bringing their own spells with them. So I'm going to do Rush of Strength, Life for a Life to kill tarts. Darkness, because that'll give a lot of my guys much better fighting odds against what I see here. Because what I see here are Imperial Guards, Foul Spawn. I think I knew there were wolves. Maybe. I found out there were wolves eventually. But none of those things have... I mean, maybe Foul Spawn have dark vision. But they don't... A lot of these things don't have dark vision. Whereas my guys... have dark vision, and these guys are already pretty good just in general, so they'll be fine. Knights have dark vision, devils have dark vision, so that's great. Gateway with this guy, bringing a lot more stuff. These are my sacreds as well, so they're going to have my bless. My bless is, I mean, it's pretty tanky bless. Let's see, yeah, attack skill, precision, chakra. Defense, blood surge, strength. So it's a pretty good just overall buffing bless for my sacred. So that's cool. Let's see, what else have I got? Doing cloud trapeze. Cloud Trapeze, yeah, that'll get me into the fort. It won't land outside with the army, so that'll get me into the fort. So I'm bringing Wailing Winds there. Casting Gateway with this guy as well, and he's bringing a bunch of Sacreds. What else? What else? What else? I know there was just a bunch of stuff that I did. He could have done Stygian Paths too, but I don't think I had a big... Yeah, I didn't really have a big army here. What have I got here? Got a lot of stuff here, which I want to move. I've got 3 Wraith Lords. I want them out here on the front. There's another Stygian Paths, which I can actually reach. Stygian Path is a long range. So let's see, Death, Stygian Paths. Yeah, Stygian Paths has range 10. I can reach here across my lands with an army, with a literal army. Now, a lot of these guys are going to die because Stygian Paths, they just sort of wander off in the underworld, which is ironic because these guys are undead. Like, why would you leave? And these guys are demons, so whatever. Anyways, it's not perfect. I lose a bunch of guys, but I don't care. I'm just bringing so much crap. I'm also doing Life After Death for these little human-sized dudes. What else? What else? What else? But yeah, that's basically it. I just Stygian Pathed and Gatewayed the crap out of this province. I brought like 5 stacks of guys, and from nothing, I filled the fort with an army. And next turn, well, I highly suggest that you catch up on Lucid's videos because they are phenomenal, and then go over to Sequane's channel. I'm sorry, I really am bad at pronouncing it. If you want to comment or whatever, just send me a message to how to pronounce it. That would be nice. I will try and make up for that. And but yeah, so I highly recommend checking out everyone else's videos because just getting the fuller picture makes this a lot more fun. And then, yeah, of course, Flames from the Sky, Flames from the Sky. But as you can see, I've run out of fire gems already. My fire gem income is not great. So I wind up switching over to, Murdering Winter real quick, especially because for some reason that I'm not entirely clear on, everywhere is cold, at least cold 2 or cold 3. And so that's going to make it a lot more murdery, shall we say. So Murdering Winter did it a lot better at clearing out things, and my water gem income was much higher than my fire gem income, and I was able to burn a lot of water gems on that as well. So there you have it. That's stage 1 at not completely getting raffle stomped by Tianchi, because I mean, look, there's nothing in this fort. There's nothing in this fort. There's scouts. There's freaking scouts in this fort. There's nothing in this fort. His armies are up here. His armies are over here. It was a bad time. It was going to be a bad time. So I'm doing my utmost to give myself a fighting chance. I already saw this was just a lost cause. If Tianchi wanted to send guys to take this, I was like, all for it. Just go ahead and take it. I don't even care. This is the objective, and this is the objective. Holding those for as long as possible. Everything else that I do, raiding and sending armies over this way, it's all a feint. It's all to get him to draw resources away from these thrones, because that's all that matters. I just need to hold these 2 thrones as long as possible. And it's not that I was trying to have Lucid win. It was sort of a foregone conclusion that if all of the other players weren't going to gang up on Lucid, Lucid was going to win. Like, unless everyone is in on Lucid, then he's just going to win, because we can't, like, 2 versus Lucid, 3 versus Lucid, it's not going to cut it. So once Tianchi was like, nope, not going to do that, we're just going to have Tianchi versus Vanarus war, I was like, all right, that's what we're doing. That's how it's going to be. And so there it is. defend the thrones at all costs. Everything else is irrelevant. You can sacrifice as much as you want to that cause. Burn your gems, burn your gold, destroy your provinces, doesn't even matter. I think what I wound up doing is I was like, I don't even care about patrolling my blood hunting provinces anymore. Like, just blood hunt. I was blood hunting with literally everything here, moving all my vampires. I was like, unrest? Who cares? Whatever. Just unrest the gold income? I don't need that. Whatever. But yeah, I was just like, I ran this nation into the ground, and I'm sorry, Cokes, for doing that, but I wasn't gonna win. I don't think. I looked at TNG. I was like, he's like a size and a half again as big as me, and has like all of this crap. I don't think I'm gonna win. So it's just about delaying tactics for as long as possible. And so there you go. That's what this game is going to be, and I'll try and keep these video uploads relevant and keep up as best I can with everyone else as they upload them, just so you guys have a full picture of how things go. That's all for turn 125. See you guys later. Have fun.